Hello and happy Halloween. Wait a minute. Happy Halloween? It's May. I know, but it's also Tag Tuesday. And I was tagged by Stuart to do the halfway to Halloween tag. It's brilliant. And it actually fits perfect for me right now because I just finished two Stephen King books. One is 11/22/63. The other was The Tommyknockers. And I'm really looking forward to his newest book, which will come out at the end of the month, called Never Flinch. So, yeah, let's see what we can do with this tag. By the way, I'm Renee. You're on the Beyond Books channel. My co-host is Raina. Hello, Raina. And Raina gets treats during the course of the video, so it's kind of like a trick or treat for her. Today's treat of the day are Milk-Bone minis. So let's get started on these prompts. But just before we do, I need to let you know that this tag was created by Lauren at Happy Haunts Library. And as I say, I was tagged by Stuart at Stuart Griffin. I will have links to both those channels in the description. And Lauren says, for many of us, spooky season kicks off in April. Okay. Ending a long and dreary stretch of time where the Halloween vibes are at their lowest during the winter months. I create spooky content all year long. For many YouTube creators, April is when they come out of winter hibernation to prepare for all the code oranges to come this summer. The tag video is a great way to build community amongst the spooky ghouls by creating a kind of Halloween lover directory where it's easy to find fellow content creators, even if it's not the bulk of what they create videos about on their channel. We are here to celebrate the start of our favorite time of year and to make new ghoul friends. So I thought that was very cute. And yeah, horror is definitely not my number one genre, but I do read it. Like I say, I'm a Stephen King fan. And there's some other authors that I also enjoy and, we'll definitely take a look at. Certainly around Halloween, I get the hankering to read some other types of horror as well. So it does come up on my channel now and again. So let's start with these prompts. Number one is, are you a fan of haunted houses? I'm going to say yes and no. I like to watch those TV programs that are about hauntings, ghost adventures and things like that. I like to read about haunted houses. I think it's a very interesting concept. Sometimes things happen in your home that you can't explain. I mean, I've had that happen, so I don't know who's to say. But if you're talking about like the commercialized haunted houses, such as they would have at some of the amusement parks, Busch Gardens, back in Florida, when I lived in Florida, or all the parks in Orlando. Disney had a fun version, but the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, that was kind of rough. I never went to those. I'm too afraid for that kind of thing. I did famously go to a haunted house one time when my daughter was younger, because she wanted to go, so we thought we'd go out and give it a try. Well, I was afraid. And when I get afraid and I know it's really nothing that I should be afraid of, I just laugh and laugh and laugh. Well, I couldn't even catch my breath for laughing so hard because I was so just nervous and on edge because of everything that was going on. I mean, they were chasing people around with chainsaws. I mean, not real ones, obviously, but yeah, it just made for this terrifying experience for me. So, needless to say, that was one of my last forays into haunted houses, unless it was just something that kids in our neighborhood were doing or something like that. So, yeah. Prompt number 2. What's your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? Sorry, I had to think back on what my answer to this prompt was. My favorite haunted story is the one of Robert the doll when I lived in Florida. And even now, I still have a timeshare in Key West, so I'll be going this year, later in the year. And that is where Robert the doll is currently housed. He's in a fort that's been made into a museum there. And I go see him every time I go to Key West, which is pretty much every other year. And I was always just enchanted by his story. I always go by the house that they found him in. He actually sat up there in the house for almost, I think, like 80 years or something. It was like almost 100 years, and is still in perfect condition despite kind of weather that they have in Key West and all the humidity and stuff like that. And that is the story that they based the movie Chucky on. So yeah, I find that one interesting. I like Robert. You always have to ask permission before you take his picture or take a picture with him, which I always try to do. So yeah, maybe I can get some footage of that when I go to Key West this year. Prompt number 3, do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? And if so, what items do you hope to find? Well, I live in a condo, so there's a limit of what I can do with any holiday for decorations. But for Halloween, we can put out the small little white lights, which we did a couple of years ago. We didn't do it this past Halloween because we were going away. We didn't want the lights just sitting there and, nobody really looking at them. So we can put up those and all. I think we can put little things in the window and things like that. We can also, I always have out a garden flag for every different holiday or season. And so, yeah, I want to find a really nice one with autumn colors, maybe a little spooky one. We'll see. Number 4 is candy corn. Love it or hate it? I don't know if I really love it, but I do like it, and I usually eat a little bit every year. It's very sweet for me right now, but yeah, I like the, especially the one that has chocolate on it. I like it when it's made like corn, or the little ones that are like little pumpkins. Yeah, they have some that are sweetened with honey rather than the other kind of sugar, and so yeah, they're good. Are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? And if so, what's your favorite costume of all time? Well, no, we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters here. So I have not dressed up for Halloween for a few years. But again, when I lived in Florida, I lived in a neighborhood for a while where there were a lot of kids. My daughter was younger, as I say, and so we did all sorts of things for Halloween where we dressed up like all kinds of crazy things, Jason and, Mike Meyer and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, and carried bloody knives around and things like that. So, yeah, that was always fun to, scare the kids. Sometimes all the neighbors would get into it, and we had some neighbors across the street from us that would dress up like crazy pirates, and they hid in the leaves and jumped out and scared the kids a couple of times. And so we used to really have a good time with it. And my favorite costume of all time was one time when outside of our home in Florida, we did a Dexter thing, and we all dressed up like characters from Dexter. So yeah, we acted out little skits, and we were playing the music from Dexter and all of that kind of stuff. So that was fun. Prompt number 6, what is one activity or experience that is on your spooky season bucket list this year? Well, I would say probably just finding some good books to read for Halloween. I'll definitely keep an eye out for anything that I think that I would enjoy along the lines of horror, and get those scheduled into the October TBR. So yeah, and I hope that there will be more, and I'm sure there will be more tags related to Halloween. So make sure I do those. So yeah, I look forward to doing a couple of things that are special. Prompt number 7, what book, series, or movie screams Halloween to you? Probably the Halloween movies. I'm a little bit chicken to watch them. Like I say, I'm a little scaredy cat for kind of the visual things. They get to be a bit much for me sometimes, haunted houses and things like that. But yeah, whenever I see Jamie Lee Curtis, I really start thinking about, it really makes me think about Halloween. And I mean, the name says it all, right? Prompt number 8 is, how do you typically spend your Halloween night? Typical for me is to stay home, hand out candy to any trick-or-treaters we do have. There were years past, like I say, where a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and we could have 50 to 100 trick-or-treaters easily. But now, living in a condo where there's a lot of older people, things like that, there's not a lot of kids around. And so we only get a handful, maybe 5 or 6, I think, at a time. So, yeah. Prompt number 9, what does Halloween mean to you? It means an opportunity to explore a different side of yourself, kind of. And just, it's fun. I think it's all, meant in good fun, or it should be at least. And as long as it is, I mean, it is a good time. You can have a lot of fun. I've been to, of course, Halloween parties in the past. Those can be fun. It's always great to see the kids' costumes, or even the adults' costumes when they dress up. Some people are so creative with it. It is a holiday that's kind of homegrown in that way, and I like it for that reason. It's become way more commercialized than it was when I was younger, but still a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a chance to be someone different maybe for the evening. And again, just explore that different side of yourself, we all have a little bit of the light and dark in us. So if it's exploring the dark side, well, that's sometimes how the light gets in. So yeah, there you go. Prompt number 10 is, tag your spooky friends. I will do that in the comments. And thanks for this tag. This is a kind of a different tag to do during this season, but that's all right. Get us thinking about Halloween. Halloween is kind of like one of the kickoffs into just the holiday season in general, and so it's just a lot of fun. So here's one more snack for the road for Raina. I hope that you will consider subscribing if you haven't already. Please like this video. It really helps the algorithm out, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Have a great day.